It's me, I'm back, it's Sherry. You're used to seeing me on Sherry's Metaphysical Corner. That's the monthly TV community program that I produce with HC Media. But on occasion, I do my own shows if I have something detailed that I want to talk about, a demonstration or something that I'm offering at the studio or something like that. So you will see me doing some short videos from time to time on my own. But I do have some very interesting and exciting news to share with you. I have just published my first book. Very exciting time. And I think that would be exciting for anybody that was writing their first book. So it's been 3 years in the making between compiling thoughts, experiences, life happening in between all that. But through it all, I was very inspired. And that's what compelled me to want to write this book. With 22 years working in the metaphysical community as an energy practitioner, I always felt there was something more I was to be doing. But I couldn't pinpoint what that was. I just couldn't seem to make heads or tails of it. It took a while. So about 5 years ago in 2015, about a year before my father's untimely crossing, I recall thinking, what would it be like to write a book? And I kept asking myself, how would I go about such an undertaking? And why on earth would anyone want to read such experiences? Well, I found out in short order after being approached by a self-publishing company out of nowhere. They just found my website and contacted me. There were random conversations after that, and then there were many. The conversations, as I recall, became longer and longer with this publishing agent. She became very intrigued with my work and some of the experiences with my spirit team. So that for me was the trigger, and I realized maybe there is something here that people would like to read about. Maybe I should consider it. So those conversations stayed with me. And although I wasn't ready yet to delve into writing anything at that point, it always stayed with me in the back of my mind. Why not? Why not write a book? So it was kind of like talking myself into it, trying to keep going with that. So about a year after my father crossed over, I started putting thoughts together for a book, compiling past meditations, experiences that I had with clients, personal experiences of my own with my spirit team. And I'm clairaudient, so I hear them, and I have been hearing them for some time. So all of that is a compilation that I put together, which came and produced a change in perception was born. And that is the title of the book. So at long last, a change in perception. It's here. So here we go. My first book. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time, and I think it would be for anybody that writes their first book. So I'm going to leave you a link here if you want to read a sneak peek of the excerpt. Many of the chapters in this book are written in a format of questions and answers from my spirit team. So it's back and forth conversation. It's, I think, enlightening. And hopefully you will find that it's educating. And that was the goal that I set for myself with this, is that I want this to be educational and help people think outside the box. So my website is www.energyworkstudio.com. One S between work and studio. When you go in, just click the book, top left corner. A link will appear that you can read the excerpt. Okay? That's simple. The book, click the book, a link will appear, then you can read an excerpt. So together with my spirit team, I share insights with you from my personal experiences connecting with my soul group, which we all have, I might add. And they consist of angels, and I can only speak for my own, but most everybody's soul group consists of these in part. Mine is angels, light beings, relatives, friends, teachers, colleagues, celebrities, and they're all on the other side of the veil. They're all on the other side. So now I say to you, celebrities as well, when we're on the other side, ego doesn't take precedence anymore. When we're on the other side, we don't even have ego. It's strictly love. That's it. It's all pure love. They're only on the other side. When they come through, they're only coming through to help us move forward, help us evolve smoothly, more smoothly than we may have been moving along. And that's number one. And number two, they're also coming through to learn something that they missed when they were here in physical form. So it's a two-way coin there. They're learning something at the same time. They want to help us, and they're learning things they didn't learn before. So it's awesome. It's a wonderful combination. So as we continue, some of the things that are in this book, some of the topics I think that you'll find fascinating. It's foods, and I talk about alkaline and acidic foods. And alkaline bodies, cancer can't live in an alkaline body. So it's kind of an interesting read. And I wanted to include that. Meditation, random insights, dementia. Now, my mom has dementia, and I am her full-time caretaker. So that has been an enormous learning curve and very humbling. Something that you learn a tremendous about. You learn a lot about yourself, not just about the person that you're taking care of that has that, but you learn a lot about yourself. So it's very humbling to go through that experience. It's extraordinary. There's a lot to it that you have to learn, but it's an extraordinary experience. Energies, orbs, and personal images that I've taken myself that are in the book. Personal images of orbs that just show up randomly at different things, different celebrations or yoga or sound baths. They just show up everywhere. Just wonderful. Random insights, 36 frequencies, highly evolved beings, 8th dimension beings coming through and explaining after the 7th dimension you don't have physical form anymore. It's very, very fascinating. So there's a little bit of a lot in the book. The chi, chakra centers, yin and yang energies, love and forgiveness, the Pleiadeans, the new earth, testimonials, and still more in the book. I also talk about communication that I have with the natural forces of nature, such as storms like Dorian the Hurricane. I did tune into that hurricane when it blew through here last September 2019, when it went through the Bahamas and up the coast of Florida. I actually tuned into the eye of that storm, and that's in this book, what I got for conversation with it, and it was surprised that I had communicated with it and enjoyed the communication, and it says that in the book. So you'll read that when you get in here. But also the fires of Australia. Now that was a very interesting time when I did that. That was just recently, so that's unfortunately not going to be in the book. But that was interesting to do that in January. The flames, it's a completely different frequency than water, let's say, or air. They each have their own frequency, like I specified earlier. Everything has a frequency. Everything has an energy attached to it. So flames, I could tune in very quickly. But when I wanted to connect with water at that point to help the land and the people that were there and the animals, they said that my frequency wasn't high enough at that moment to tap in and communicate with the water frequencies at that time, and they were going to help me. My spirit team did help me, and I did connect with them. So it was interesting, very fascinating. So that'll be in the next book anyway, but I just thought you would find that fascinating, that I did connect with the flames, and they had a very low, deep tone in their voice, and they communicate using our vocal cords. That's what they're using, is our vocal cords. When you communicate and tap into something and connect, they use your vocal cords. So they're using vocal cords in me, and the tone is very low, very deep. Now, when I connected with water, it was a very beautiful, soft, mellow, almost feminine voice. and the flame was a masculine, a very masculine voice. So very different, the two of them. Wonderful, wonderful learning for me, though. I enjoyed that very much. Anyway, so as we continue, I digress. Dolphins, whales, the ocean. And then I also talk about the modalities that I work with. I use the emotion code, which is similar to kinesiology and muscle testing, using magnets. And I have to say, I cannot speak more highly enough of this work. I mean, this man, Dr. Bradley Nelson, he's the founder of this. He's just amazing. He's a wonderfully humble man, but I love this work. Now, I've been in the metaphysical field for 22 years as an energy practitioner, and I've not seen another one that is as efficient and quick turnaround time for healing people and helping people help themselves as I have with this. This is my number one work. It's just fascinating work. Two things that are fascinating about this work, and amazing, more than fascinating. It checks for a heart wall. Now, I'm going to give you something here very quickly. The human body, if I can show you a demonstration, the human body has an aura around it, an aura or a biofield around the body. Okay, so this is the human body in your chakra centers. So the field of energy is 6 feet one way and 6 feet the other way. The heart itself has a field of energy around itself that's 12 feet wide, a separate field. Okay, and in that field of energy around the heart, we can create what's called a heart wall. No other work that I've ever worked with has anything like that. And we can release the trapped emotions that are in it, creating the heart wall. Because a person lives a very diminished life when they have one. Two, we can release trapped emotions from a person that has inherited trapped emotion. So let's say you have inherited something from your mother's side of the family. So it came from your mother, and then we can go back many generations beyond that and find the originator. And not only do we clear the person that we're working on specifically, but we clear all the ancestors as well. Even if they've crossed over, we can clear every single one of them. It's like a chain reaction. Everybody gets cleared. It's beautiful work. I've not seen another modality like that. It's fascinating. So this is my number one work, and I just love this work. And I do a lot of remote work. A lot of remote work. I have clients around the globe, Spain, Hong Kong, Australia, France, and across the United States, California, Colorado, Mississippi, New Jersey, Florida, Vermont, New England, of course. But the remote work is wonderful. I only have office hours 2 days a week because I do so much with remote. And, the 2 days that I'm at the office, we can also do remote work as well if that's the only time that's available for them. That's not a problem. I use Zoom, and we connect just like we're doing here, just like this. We connect through Zoom, which is similar to Skype. But I also offer that particular modality on my Facebook page on Tuesday and Thursday evenings, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every week. And I offer to people as a sample, releasing 3 trapped emotions from their system, and I also check to see if they have a heart wall. Because the heart wall, if you do have one, it takes, because your body is in layers, these trapped emotions are in layers, your body can only handle releasing between 8 and 12 of the trapped emotions. Excuse me. So more than that, it takes more sessions. So normally, if you have a heart wall, it's larger. And I do offer a 5-visit package if people want to do that, especially if you have a heart wall. It's going to take 3 to 5 or 6 sessions to remove a heart wall. So I offered that to help people save a little bit of money. It's a little bit of a discount if you do the 5-visit session. It's very helpful. But I do that on my Facebook page. And I do that every Tuesday and Thursday evening, just as a gift to help people and give them a sample of this and how it works. I mean, I actually had people across the country tapping in and trying this. And I actually had a woman from Oklahoma tap in. She just tuned in live. And what I tell them is we can release trapped emotions that are either emotional or physical. So if it's emotional, we can release, let's say, PTSD or depression, panic attacks, things like that. And I ask them, what level of pain are you experiencing this? And we gauge it from 1 to 10, 10 being the absolute worst. So they'll tell me. Or if it's physical pain, the same thing. My hips are hurting, my ankles are hurting, I have a headache, I have a cold, I have the flu, I think, or I don't know, my stomach has been bothering me. Same thing. What's the pain level that you're experiencing from 1 to 10, 10 being the worst? Well, this woman chimed in. Her hip was bothering her. It was awful. She said, I'm in such pain. It's at 8 or 9, I'm in so much pain. I just released 3 trapped emotions from her. That was it. Tested her for a hot wall just to see if she had one. She said the pain level just from releasing those 3 dropped to a 3. And we do this very quickly. It takes only minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes to do each person if you're only releasing 3. But I'm always giving explanations and descriptions of what's going on and how the process works. So 3 or 4 minutes, she went from pain level 8 to pain level 3. So that's why I say I can't express how much I really appreciate this work and that I was able to come into this work. It's just a gift. And the relief that people feel is just amazing. So how can you not do that, you know? And I want people to understand it. So that's why I offer it. 3 samples free Tuesday and Thursday evening on my Facebook page. So if you're interested in that, tune in. You have to friend me and then tune in. And then have in the back of your mind, and you have to stay hydrated. What are you going to have me release? Is it physical pain or is it emotional pain? And what's the pain level? So that is the emotion code. So interestingly enough, I hope that helps you. And the other modalities that I work with are the Melchizedek work, Biofield Tuning, and Reiki. So there you have it. All of the work that I'm doing and the new book that just came out, I'm so excited about it, and I know that you will too. And I'm looking to hear from you if you do read an excerpt from it or if you do purchase the book. It's exciting. And the goal that I set for myself with this was I'm hoping that this is going to be educational for you, helping one think outside the box. That was the whole premise of me putting this together. Thinking outside the box, helping one to be educated in something more than what's right in front of their face. That's exactly what the title is, as a matter of fact. Divinely inspired by something greater than myself that connects us all. Isn't that the truth, huh? All right. So check back from time to time and see what else is taking place with me, because I do a lot of these on my own out of the home office. So until then, go to my website, www.energyworkstudio.com. 1 S between work and studio. Click the book. A link will appear. You can read an excerpt, or you can even order the book from there. All right, everybody. Take care. Until next time, stay tuned, stay connected. Bye for now.